Assalamualaikum and hi everybody, my name is Siti and Najwa. Today I'm going to do a presentation video about my first SAM assignment. So as a photographer, you have to know about this exposure triangle which contain ISO, shutter speed and aperture. So the first one is ISO. ISO sensitivity is a standard set by the International Organization of Standardization that represents sensitivity to light as the numerical value. A higher number indicates a higher sensitivity and a greater ability to capture the light. The ISO sensitivity is set and changed in the shooting setting menu. The second one is the shutter speed. Shutter speed determines how long your camera shutter stays open when you're taking photo. Changing shutter speed affects the exposure of an image as well as our ability to freeze or blur motion. So the third one is aperture. Aperture is the adjustable lens opening that controls the amount of light allowed into the camera. Learning to properly adjust these three settings based on your location and subject is essential for capturing good exposures. In this semester, we are assigned to do this 22 assignment. As you guys can see, I have listed out the assignment that we have to do during this first semester. So the first one is bracketing. So what is bracketing? Bracketing is a camera technique where you capture several different exposure of the same scenes. In words, you capture a standard image, below, top, a darker underexposed version, bottom left, and a brighter overexposed version, below and bottom right. Bracketing is a photography technique that allows you to diptych motions. You can do it by using a slow shutter speed and moving the camera along with the subject. Depth of field. Depth of field is a distance between the nearest and the furthest object that are acceptably sharp focus and image capture with the camera. High shutter speed means the shutter is opening and closing faster. The outcome is that your image will be darker and fast-moving object will be crisp and in focus. This one is high shutter. Photography, we have two types of shutter speed, which is high shutter and low shutter. Once you know how to use the shutter speed, you'll be able to capture sharp photos at will. You'll be also prepared to capture interesting artistic effects such as slow shutter blur. White balance. What is white balance? White balance is a camera setting that establishes the true color of white. It produces baseline from which all are the other colors measured. White might not be appear white under a lighting condition, so it helps correct it. White balance can be automatically determined by the camera, chosen from a list of preset or manually set by the user. So the next one is hard light. Hard light is defined as a focus, typically bright light that casts harsh shadow to draw attention to something specific in photos, films, or other works of art. Characteristics of hard light include sharp, well-defined shadows and a strong contrast between illuminated and shadow areas. So what is soft light? Soft light is a diffuse light that avoids casting harsh shadow on its subject. This is otherwise known as diffuse light. Instead of hard edge shadow, the division between light and dark becomes gradual and even. You will achieve this lighting effect when your subject lacks extreme highlight and low lights. So, drawing with light, or like painting with light. Light painting, painting with light, light drawing, or light art performing photography are terms that describe photographic technique of moving a light source while taking a long exposure photograph, either to illuminate a subject space or to shine light the camera to draw, or by moving the camera itself during exposure of light sources. Practiced since 1880s, this technique is used for both scientific and artistic purpose as well in commercial photography. Different ISO. What is different ISO? ISO is important photography setting that determines how bright your image is. It's helpful because it gives photographers an extra camera setting to manipulate the exposure. As mentioned, ISO is one of the 3 elements in the exposed triangle in photography. So, ISO is one of the key settings photographers to use to get the perfect exposure along the aperture and shutter speed. Going in with creative artificial light. Creative artificial light is a light that doesn't come from nature, such as signboard light or even your torchlight. And then mixed light is 2 combination of artificial light and natural light. And lines is about lines are a fundamental element of compositions, and they are one of the easiest way to draw viewers your photos and depth guide the viewers around much more. Without lines, photo would be boring. By learning how to master line, you can take photos to the next level. The shape in photography is shape. What is shape in photography? Shape in photography is a 2-dimensional surface geometry define its area between 3 or more interesting line. Pattern. What is pattern in photography? Pattern in photography is regularity. Pattern in photography is regularity. Pattern in photography is a regularity within a scene. It's element of the scenes that repeat themselves in predictable way. And then rule of third. Rule of third is, what is rule of third? The rule of third is a type of center composition where important elements of photograph are placed along 3 grids. So when you see a photos that have a rule of third elements, you will see the main point first, other than other things. Last but not least is framing. Framing in photography refers to using element with a scenes like windows, archway, or even other subject to create a visual frame around the main subject. So that's all from me. Thank you.